Okay, hello and welcome to another episode of Hiring and Inspiring. Today's guest is Thomas Lopez. Thomas joins me all the way from Colombia, South America. I'm really excited to have a chat to him. He is a fellow sales professional who works in the technical and industrial marketplace as a salesperson. We've connected over the last little while on LinkedIn. He's always got some loads of value to add to some of my content, and we've had a few conversations over the years, but nothing quite like this. So I'm hoping to really understand what he does in a bit more detail, and for him to share his wisdom and his journey as always. So, Thomas, with that introduction, mate, how are you getting on?
How you doing, Joe? Thank you. The pleasure is mine, and thank you for having me today.
Good stuff, mate. Thank you for joining me. So, if to kick it off, if we start in the present, you work as an account executive for a company called Sumicol. Is that right?
That's correct. Yes.
So, tell me a bit more about sort of what you do in that role, and how you help the customers.
Sure. Well, Sumicol is part of a group called Corona. Well, Sumicol is basically a mining company which is in charge of exploring minerals, and
Mm.
we also produce some materials for several industries. So basically, I'm in charge of prospecting and searching for new clients here in my role, and also, well, trying to support actual clients with their orders. And well, that's basically what I do here. So
Mm.
we serve and we try to find solutions for several industries such as ceramics, building materials, filtration, oil and gas, paint and coatings, and so on. So
So,
this
what
is
do you,
like
what do you actually sell? What's the product?
well, we sell from raw materials to specialized solutions.
Yeah.
So we sell, for example, silica sand, we sell kaolin, clay, feldspar, and we also sell, for example, frites and coatings for ceramic products. We also produce nanomaterials as well. So it's like a variety of products.
Yeah.
So as you might see, we sell from raw materials to let's say performance solutions.
Yeah, and customers, you mentioned, construction, mining as well. Who's the focus? What's the target?
Well, our core is ceramics because
Okay.
we started and well, our end client is Corona, which
Mm.
is the, the big company of the group. So we're in charge of producing these raw materials for their products, and from there we started diversifying, and we took advantage from those materials and from our knowledge, and
Mhm.
started producing some other solutions for other industries,
Mm.
and we try to, well, increase our clients, our profits,
Yeah,
and that's where we started. Yeah,
yeah, gotcha. And you mentioned in the role you're in charge of winning new customers and clients for the company.
that's correct. That's
As
correct.
a
Yes.
salesperson, how do you go about doing that? What's your sales process for winning new customers? I'd love to know.
Well, I think um, the I would say I start from prospecting
Yeah.
from many websites and from some platforms and tools. We start from looking for imports, for example. We look for a database, and we start looking which companies might be using our products, or which companies probably could use our products as a substitute.
Yeah.
So that's like the first tool we use, like import database. And we also look for companies that produce products based on our raw materials. For example, we look for building materials companies, or we also look for competitors, let's say for other ceramic producers, and we start contacting them and trying, well, to find the decision makers, and try how we can really make a difference, because we are in a market that we could be selling some commodities or products that probably you don't have like the a big chance to differentiate.
Yeah.
So we try like to seek for those clients that probably have some pain, or they have some issues, actual issues with their products, or they just want to improve their processes, or let's say their profit probably with our products. I think I lose you
Yeah.
for a
Sorry,
while.
I just
Can you hear me?
forgive,
That
forgive. Yeah.
okay? Yeah. So we try to probably save some money for them. Probably
Yeah.
improve its their product performances.
Mm.
So that's pretty much what I do. So I start by cold calling, or
Yeah.
probably asking for references, and searching for probably companies in need.
Yeah. No, I like it. It's not doesn't sound like it's just sort of spray and pray, calling up anyone. It's as a first step, being a little bit strategic, right? Who are potential sort of ideal customers? How can we, where are some synergies? Where have we maybe worked with similar companies in the past? And then it's sort of about finding the right person, finding the right decision maker, and then where can we solve a problem? Where can we add some value? So, mate, I love it. It's great. It's a great process.
It
Did
is. It is.
this field, like this, this technical industry, you're a you're a pretty young guy. How did you end up in this sort of line of work, this technical sales industry? I'd love to know.
Well, after I ended my experience as an entrepreneur, I used to run a frozen yogurt shop, and after that I started seeking for a job, and
Yeah.
I found this one. I'm really passionate about sales all my life,
Mm.
and well, it was a big challenge to start selling this business to business solution, because
Yeah.
as you might see, this is pretty specialized, and these are technical sales.
Yeah.
So it was really tough, and it was kind of tricky from the start, because I had to learn and to prepare myself for this type of clients. So I really had like a learning curve,
Yeah.
where I have to study a lot about, well, our materials, our solutions, how we can really benefit our clients, and how we can differentiate. So it was pretty tough at the beginning. So
Mm.
it took me, let's say, like a year
Yeah.
to start really making some good results, because well, it was a really big challenge to start in this industry. But from there, you keep learning every time. You keep learning from every experience, from every contact with every client, with every industry. So it was really good for me at that time. Well, and it's not a secret that when you get into sales, well, probably you won't get the best results at the beginning, at the start, but from time to time you will be getting more experience and more
Yeah.
knowledge about your product, and more confident, and you'll get, as you get more confident, you start getting your results.
Yeah. All about sort of just trusting that process and having that bit of patience. I think a lot of salespeople get frustrated when they don't see results straight away, especially when they're in a new industry or selling something different, working for a new company. Yeah, and like yourself, you came in with no experience. But even to hit, by 12 months, by the sound of things, you're up and running. That's great. That's great work. I think, as you know, I recruit in this space in Australia, these technical sales roles. It's refreshing to hear that someone's come in with no experience and can do a good job, because a lot of clients over here in Australia, they're looking for 10 years experience for these types of sales roles when they're recruiting for a vacancy. So it's refreshing to to hear that someone can come in with limited experience in this technical market and make a great job of it.
Yeah,
Uh,
actually, I think, well, companies have to believe in the person, because when you see like the will, when people are willing to learn and to
mm,
get that experience, it gets easier
yeah,
for everybody, for new
yeah,
starters. Yeah.
yeah. That having that sort of mindset, being a bit of a sponge and open to learning rather than coming in with a fixed mindset is a lot of companies that's top of their wish list. They want someone who's super willing to learn. Obviously, you did that in spades in the role. Mate, working in South America in a B2B sales environment, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know too much about the world of South America business, that kind of stuff. Tell me a bit more, like what's it like doing business in South America? What have you learned about your the world of say B2B sales in South America? What can you tell me about that?
Well, to be honest, I haven't worked abroad,
Mm,
so let's say I can't compare with other markets, with other countries. But well, working in South America, I would say is the same as any country.
mm,
Here we have a lot of big companies, and we also have international investment here in Colombia and South America. So here you can find a lot of opportunities. There are well, a lot of industries and a lot of markets that, well, they are, let's say, like um, markets that have a lot of time. And well, let's say, I don't know how to say, but let's say there are like grow markets here, like
yeah,
big markets, and there are also developing industries. Probably we could be behind some technologies here. I have to confess that, probably,
yeah,
but let's say that, well, technologies and developings are coming to South America and to our countries, and we are just adapting,
mm,
to those new technologies. But here, you know, you will find like, let's say, people that are open to business, and companies are open to new solutions. Of course, every company wants to protect their knowledge, and sometimes it's hard in technical sales to, let's say, to really find their need or their pain. But as you get close to the person, to the decision makers, and you show them how you can really improve their process or their final products, so in that place you can really benefit them, and you can really, well, make some profits due to that need. So, well, sometimes a challenge, but I think people here are really kind. They are really open. They really want to listen for new offers, for new suppliers. So that's where you can, well, take that into your, well, you can make some profit, um, and you can take advantage of that situation. um, I think that something that is really hard for us is probably to export or to sell abroad our products, because, well, sometimes, let's say, the freights and the cost and the freights are higher for us to probably to move our products, to ship our products to other countries. So that's probably some topic that could be hard for us. But let's say, um I can say that that thing is getting easier now, because, well, from time to time, we are making more relationships with other countries, with other companies. So I think it is getting easier, and there are more possibilities that we can achieve now.
So you mentioned about some growth markets and industries in South America. What in particular, what industries, should someone or or I should be what should we be looking out for South American market?
Well, here I can say, for example, construction is like a big
Mm,
line of business. Well, I would say in every country. I can tell that here in Colombia probably is like the main industry, is I would say the biggest industry in the country. So if you consider that, let's say, I mean, talking about construction, there are like a lot of businesses that you can find. For example, you can find glass producers, you can find building materials producers, let's say cement producers. You can find, for example, ceramic producers. You can find paint and coatings producers. So talking about constructions, there are a lot of companies that are in that line of business, and as I told you, I think that's like the biggest business in our country right here and in South America. You can find like names, but right now, for example, I forgot names of big companies here that we have, but um, for example, we have Owen, Illinois, which is a big a multinational company, and we have others. For example, I work in Corona, and Corona is also a multinational company.
yeah,
So we are, for example, here in Colombia, we are in in the United States markets as well. We are in Central America. Um, so you can find big companies here as well.
yeah, gotcha. But you mentioned earlier about your previous business, the the frozen
Frozen yogurt
the
store, yeah.
frozen yogurt business. Mate, tell me about that. How did you get into that, and how was that as an experience?
Yeah. After uni, I decided to start running my frozen yogurt store. I was really passionate about gelato, ice cream, and I get involved in that topic. I love to eat it. I think
Yeah,
everybody does. So I was really passionate about gelato, ice cream. So I started learning about ice cream recipes, about textures,
yeah,
and so I decided to start this journey. Back then, it was back in 2015, and it was a really great experience, because I think the main topic that made me took this journey was that I worked as an intern, as a purchasing intern, and it was a really hard job, and I was working extra hours. I was working a lot for a food and beverage company, and back then I thought that if I was like working extra hours, I was working a lot for that company, why I wouldn't do that for me, for my own business. So I think like that boost the idea of starting my own business. So it was really challenging back then because, well, I was younger. I know I'm young, but back in that time
yeah,
uh, I was more young. I
mm,
was younger, so I started, well, opening my first frozen yogurt store.
yeah,
Uh, it was like a great experience because I was full committed with the operations. I was in the point of sale. I was making sales, making marketing strategies. I was in charge of payroll and finance. I was in charge of almost everything, you know. I was 24/7
Yeah.
just thinking about my business. I never had like some weekends. I didn't have holidays. I was like working a lot, but I was really happy doing that back then.
Yeah. So what happened? You know, obviously you're not doing that anymore. How did it progress? How did you find it? What sort of what do you take from it? What's your reflection on that time running
Yeah,
that business?
that's a story. That's a story. But
Okay.
I I wanted to grow, and let's say with the first shop, I was getting really great results. I was getting enough profit. I felt satisfied by back then, and I decided to open another frozen yogurt store. And I think I put a lot of effort in the second frozen yogurt shop, but I didn't get the results I was expecting. You know, I realized that every shop has its own performance, and I was expecting to get at least the same sales that I was getting in the first shop, and I didn't get that. So
Right.
I was kind of disappointed, and I tried a lot of things. You know, I tried selling gelato and ice cream for restaurants, for coffee shops. It wasn't that easy. It wasn't that easy. I tried so hard, but I couldn't get the results I was expecting. So I start closing the second shop because of its performance, and I kept working on the first shop, and I kept that for a while. Let's say I I I I run this this frozen yogurt shop for almost 4 years,
Okay.
almost 3.5 years. And let's say the last year I was just having a lot of thoughts and thinking what I would do with my life, you know, because I was happy, but I analyzed back then how much I was making, how much I was earning, how much hours I was working and putting
Yeah.
effort on that shop, and I realized that it wasn't enough, you know. And I realized that I could be earning more money if I just look for a job, or probably change my route, you know,
Yeah.
probably change path. And then I decided to start looking for a job, and to close that first shop, and probably have a new beginning.
Understand, mate. And I know that sort of entrepreneurial spirit still runs, in your veins, because I know you've got a couple of sort of side projects going on at the moment currently. Tell me about them.
Yeah.
What's going on with those at the moment?
Well, I think as you said, once an entrepreneur, I think forever an entrepreneur.
Okay.
Yeah, because well, I'm always passionate about, well, looking for other source of incomes, and
Mm,
trying to let I don't know, look for another side hustle, trying to make more
yeah.
money. Uh, I I I I won't say I wouldn't say that it is because I'm not satisfied with what I'm doing right now. It's
Mm,
just because I don't know. You just want to make more.
mm,
So well, I after I started working as an executive here in Sumicol, um, I tried looking for side hustles, and I I started buying cryptocurrencies, and I started in the play to earn games. I don't know if you're familiar with that. With
not no, no.
play to earn games, yeah. Those are games where you get like a cryptocurrency, and you start like trading that currency, or as you play, that game pays you like that cryptocurrency, and well, you're hoping that the price of the cryptocurrency can increase, so you can make more profits.
Yeah.
And well, it was a disaster back then, because it was around 2019, 2020, and uh, there came the COVID-19 outbreak and the pandemic, and everything went down. So I lose a lot of money there, but that was like another side hustle that I tried. And a year ago, I started studying a course uh, where I saw, well, I saw in the internet that I can sell on Amazon
Mm.
my own products, my private label products, and it got my attention. It got my attention, and I started and I decided to buy a course and start learning how to sell on Amazon.
Okay.
So it was, let's say, like 6 months of studying and learning how to sell on Amazon, how to select your winning product. You have to select well, a product that has a, let's say, a big demand, and you have to really study how the market behaves, and how you can really differentiate. So you have to select your winning product. You can, for example, use tools such as Jungle Scout or Helium 10. Those are like platforms that have a lot of data, and you can study that data and see, well, how many units each product sale per day, or how many suppliers are offering that product. So based on data, you decide if you want to pick that product, and of course, well, they they teach you that you should select a product that you can make improvements on,
Yeah.
so you have to start like reading their reviews, specifically bad reviews, and see where you can be better or how you can improve that product, so you can start by changing its color, its size. You can probably make a bundle. So you try to really improve that product, and see how you can really improve how the listing or the product is showed on the platform, on Amazon website. So you have to take really great and amazing product images. You have to really find like the specific keywords, because, well, as you might know, Amazon is a search engine. So you really have to select the specific keywords that people are using to search for your product, for that specific product. So you have to really like elaborate and prepare your title, your bullet points, or your product description, so people can really find your product on the website. And you also can use those tools I mentioned before, Jungle Scout or Helium 10, to select your keywords based on, well, their search volume. So it's like it can sound like pretty simple, but it's a lot of process to really select
Yeah.
a winning product, to really rank your product on the website, because you have a lot of competitors there. You as well, I can imagine you're an Amazon user, an Amazon buyer, so you're always looking for
Mm.
the better price. You're looking for sales, for promotions. So it's really hard, like to have a great deal
Mm.
for Amazon buyers, and it's really hard to rank your product. But um, I'm still in the process. I'm
Mm.
still in the process. I'm still working on it. I can tell you that I'm already making sales,
Nice.
daily sales. But as you run a business, you always want to at least get better results or get more sales and try
Mm,
to get a better ranking for your product. So it's kind of tough, but I'm still working on it, you know.
of course.
Still have faith on it.
Oh, mate, you sound very, you're clearly very passionate about it. You're also clearly, a very sort of driven guy. You're always trying new things. You're always looking for more, as you said. You're always, curious about new stuff, and you're just wanting to get better at everything. That comes across, sorry, clearly in this conversation. Looking into yourself, where do you think that sort of drive comes from?
Um, well, I think I could tell that, well, my parents are hard workers and
Okay.
they really, well, they work really hard for to get their things, and I think I learned from example, you know, from seeing them getting a lot of things from starting from the bottom and being in a really high position right now. So I think I got that ambitious and that will to get there
Mhm.
as well. And I don't know. I think I would say it is also natural, you know,
Mm.
because it just come from the inside, you know, from your thoughts and there's like just that will to get more and to
Yeah.
achieve more and I've always thought that everybody has the possibility to get what they want. They just, well, everybody just have to really desire, to have a big desire and to really work for it, you know. I think everything comes from that, you know, from that desire, but it's just not to want something, you know, because everybody wants to, let's say, everybody wants to make money, you know.
Mm.
But what are you really doing in order to get that, you know, to get that money? So you have to have a strong desire
Mm.
and have that will to do that. And I don't know, I think I have to say that I, f- I feel really great when I get my own things, you know, when you know you can make your own money, you can get your own things, and and I think you have to celebrate like those achievements, you know, your, let's say, your first dollar, your first $1 million. When you get that, um, you, well, $1 million, no, I haven't made that much, but let's say your first thousand, your first
Yeah.
$1,000. It's more realistic. But when you get that, you have to celebrate, you know, because you put a
Yeah.
lot of effort in order to get that. So, um, I don't know. You just have to believe in yourself, and once you start getting like those achievements, when you start making those steps and you start going up, you know that you can always make some more, and you can like put your mind into getting more things.
Yeah. So you touched upon, more things, money, those kind of things. Is that success to you? What's success in, the world of Thomas Lopez? What does success mean to you?
Tough question. Yeah, well, listen, when I started getting my, let's say, my first paychecks and that, I thought that getting money was everything, you know?
Right.
And I have to admit that it's really important and I really love it, you know? I have to admit it. I always want to get more.
Mm.
But in this time of my life, in this part of my life, now I've been changing my thoughts about success, you know,
Okay.
because sometimes you only focus on making money and getting things and, let's say, that material stuff. But now you now that, for example, that you, let's say, when you have a lot of work, when you are busy all the time, you start thinking if that's really what you want for your life, because there are all other things in life that you have to enjoy. For example, your
Mm.
family, your friends, your girlfriend, and everything. You start um, giving points. You start giving importance to other things.
Yeah.
For example, time, family time, uh, just to, let's say, to feel good, or your well-being uh,
Mm.
start getting more important. And, well, or let's say not more important, but it's a vital aspect that you have to consider, because you also want to enjoy your life. We are here for a moment, so we have to make the most from the time we have. So now I would say, you well, at least I seek for a balance, for a
Yeah.
equilibrium where you can have both things, because, well, time is really precious. Time is all, and enjoy the small things.
Do you, when you're, say, hanging out with your family or whatever, trying to relax and having some downtime, do you struggle to switch off from sort of work mode, or, thinking about maybe you're doing your own business, or, the side projects you've got? Because I'll be honest, it's something I struggle with. I struggle switching off when I'm trying to relax or whatever. Is that something that you deal with as well?
Well, at the moment, I would say it's not that hard, because, well, I started making some changes in my life, and I decided that as long as I want to enjoy that time with my family, with
Yeah.
my partner, I have to make that time, and and probably, it doesn't matter that I work a lot of time, let's say work after 5, and that kind of stuff. Probably it wouldn't change my performance on my job or in my
Okay.
work. Probably I will have to be more organized, try to well, use my calendar, my agenda, and try
Mm.
to schedule uh, every meeting, every time I want to, or every task I want to do, and trying to be more organized. At the end of the day, you won't have enough time to do everything in one day, so you just have to make that decision to stop, and let those things for tomorrow, because, well, and as I tell you, time is really precious. And no, it doesn't matter if you want to keep working, you will find anything to do. If
Mm.
you want to continue working every day, you will find some things to do, and you can, I don't know, look for your email, try to find any task, any pending task you have, and you will find it. But at the end, 24 hours are not enough for everything you have to do. So you have to make your time. You have to decide to be more organized and to prioritize your tasks.
Wise words, mate. Wise
That's
words.
what I
So,
do.
all right. So let's just switch it up and talk about the future, right? So what can I maybe expect from you? I don't know, in the next few years. You're about 30 years old.
Yeah, I'm
Si-
30.
sim-
Yeah.
30, yeah, similar to me, mate. So what do you feel in the next? Well, I don't know. Difficult question. I appreciate this, but what do you think in the next? I don't know, 10 years, your 30s. What do they look like? What can I expect from you?
I lost you for a while,
Sorry,
but
mate.
can you hear me then? Okay.
Yeah. Did you get the question?
Yes, yes. Well, that's hard to answer, because I'm a millennial,
Mm.
and we're always having like a lot of thoughts, a lot of desires, and sometimes we just want, like, things to happen really quickly. We want fast results, and we are not used to keep doing the same thing for a lot of time, for a lot of years. So it's hard because I have to be sincere with you that sometimes I have thoughts of changing my path and probably I don't know why don't go to another country and have another
Mm.
experience. Why don't I just change my job or my industry or why I don't just do some other things, you know?
Yeah.
Why don't just stop working and just study for a while, you know, for a year. So I have that those confusing thoughts on my mind, but um, I try to calm those thoughts because sometimes sometimes no. I think in my life I've been too accelerated and I've made a lot of fast decisions because I don't know. I just want to change and do other things, but right now I'm trying to like to settle. You know,
Right.
I'm trying to to enjoy what I'm doing right now, to continue learning because I know I have a lot to learn. Of
Mm.
course, I'm open to new opportunities, but right now I'm trying to enjoy what I'm doing, do my best on my job, do my best in my life, trying to enjoy this time and see what happens, you know, because when I, I'm not saying that you have to stop putting effort on your things. Of course, I want to be better. Of course, I want to get more clients. Of course, I want to get a better performance at my job. I want to be proficient on what I'm doing, but I just want to enjoy and see what comes from for let's say the next year and see what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. Love it, mate. It's, I guess, having that perspective, I think, that you're talking about there. You're always wanting more, you're always wanting to learn more, you want to do better, et cetera, et cetera. But it's, having that sort of perspective and taking a step back. This is what I've done so far already. This is what I've achieved. I'm okay with that. I don't have to be always, you know,
Changing.
let's see what the future happens. Let's just not say I have to be doing this by this age or whatever. Let's just give it my best shot and see where it takes you, or takes me. So, Thomas Lopez, gracias por tu tiempo. Thank you for your time, mate. Really, really enjoyed the chat. Some loads of great little drops of wisdom in there, which I think people can learn from. You're doing some great stuff out there. You're doing a lot of good work in the industry. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your friendship, and I appreciate this conversation. So, thank you again, mate, and adios. I'll talk to you soon.
The pleasure is mine. Thank you, Joe. You have a good one.